Welcome back for another video. In today's video I'll be running through my Gameweek 9 team selection, transfer plans and thoughts heading into this game week. If you missed the Gameweek 9 captains video, make sure you give that a watch too, a link will be on screen at the end. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit like to support the channel, and if you'd like to support my channel further, links to both my Patreon and YouTube membership are in the description. I read every comment, so let me know how your Gameweek 8 went and what your plans are for Gameweek 9. Enjoy the video. A quick look back at how Gameweek 9 went after the wildcard. 59 points all out, which was a small red arrow from 12.8k to 13.1k. In hindsight, not the worst outcome considering how chaotic Gameweek 8 was. Diaz, James and Armstrong were all unexpectedly benched, and in Armstrong's case he didn't even make a cameo off the bench. I know many of you were caught up by others such as Grealish, Jimenez, Soufal and Saka. We were rewarded by the bench's strength as Livramento subbed on for Armstrong and kept a clean sheet against Leeds for 6 points. As we suspected, Rafinha couldn't make it back in time for international duty, but he'll be back in time for Gameweek 9. Lukaku frustrated those of us with him as he failed to score in the league for the 5th consecutive game and he was pulled off early by Tuchel. Armstrong is an issue which we'll get into shortly, but let's take a look at the Gameweek 9 team selection and transfer plans. Ramsdale starts in goal, playing at home once again. He conceded 2 against Crystal Palace, which was disappointing. However, he made 4 saves, which bought himself an extra point. Over the last 5 game weeks, Arsenal have conceded only 2 big chances, which is the least among all teams in the Premier League. He faces Aston Villa, who will be looking to bounce back from last game week's capitulation versus Wolves, as they lost 3-2 after having a 2-0 lead until the 80th minute. Trent starts in defence, who returned from injury in Gameweek 8 against Watford and kept a clean sheet before an early substitution. It could be a cagey game which might favour Trent. Solskjaer will be under arguably the biggest pressure since taking charge of Man United, and there's even concerns of protests. Anything less than a win will be an unconvincing result for those who want Ollie out. Trent is top among all defenders for chances created, corners, crosses and expected goal involvement. We'll need to sharpen up our decision making going forward, as Reece James ended up the wrong pick between him and Chilwell. He came off the bench for a couple of minutes, so hopefully Tuchel was given him the minutes needed to get up to speed ahead of a very enticing game against Norwich. Norwich have improved a little defensively the last couple of games, but Chelsea will be fully expected to walk away with 3 points. Cancelo was brilliant midweek in the Champions League as Man City blew Bruges away 5-1, where Cancelo was on the score sheet again. He's not missed a minute of Premier League football and is second among all defenders on expected goal involvement on 2.4 XGI. In Gameweek 8 alone, he had an XG of 0.46 but failed to score, and continues to take up great positions and create chances. Diaz was another defender unexpectedly benched in Gameweek 8. He came on for the last 18 minutes to help see the game out, and played in City's midweek Champions League game. Last season Diaz was benched just once all the way to Gameweek 30, so we'll be hoping that we've seen the last of Diaz getting benched. Man City are by far the best side for expected goals conceded on just 4.78 over the opening 8 games, second place being Wolves on 8.05. They've also given up the fewest big chances, so we're happy to stick with the City double up for now. Salah gets the armband for now. He's in breathtaking form and faces a Man United side who suffered another defeat in Gameweek 8, conceding 4 to Leicester in a 4-2 loss. Man United sit mid-table on XG conceded on 10.79 from the opening 8 games, with the likes of Southampton and West Ham either side of them. They've only kept 1 clean sheet in those opening 8. Salah's top on a bunch of attacking metrics including shots, expected goals and big chances created. The form he's shown makes captaincy a tricky one, which we'll get to later. Foden did the business for us in his first game, getting an assist in City's 2-0 win against Burnley. He picked up another assist in the Champions League and was subbed off after 64 minutes, which looks promising. Not that we'll pretend we can predict Pep. He's looked brilliant every time he's played and we'll hope for more attacking returns against Brighton. Smith Rowe faces Villa at home, who conceded 3 goals in Gameweek 8 and 2 goals in Gameweek 7. He had a couple of half chances last game week and he's been taking up good positions. However, he's only returned once all season, back in Gameweek 6 against Tottenham, and if he continues to blank, he could leave the team within the next week or 2. It's good to have Rafinha back, and Leeds seriously missed him last game week. There were rumours that he may make it in time after international duty, but instead he missed out and had been well rested before the Wolves game. Leeds have struggled this season and need to pick up points over the next 2 game weeks before a couple of tougher fixtures after. Hopefully the likes of Bamford, Ayling and Phillips are all back soon. Rafinha has an expected goal involvement every 180 minutes, which is even better than the likes of Son, Aubameyang and De Bruyne. Antonio was the second highest XG underachiever in Gameweek 8, failing to score despite an XG of 0.88 against Everton. Even more frustratingly, he got a booking for a dive, so he had a single point to show for it, and he has one return since Gameweek 3. His underlying numbers are still good enough to keep hold, and he's up against Spurs who have not been impressive defensively. Spurs have 12.9 XG conceded this season, which is the 6th worst among all teams, narrowly trailing the likes of Watford and Burnley. Lukaku gets the vice-captaincy, however it's a really good fixture against Norwich, who are second from bottom on XG conceded on 14.7 XGC. Over the opening 8 game weeks, Norwich have given up a big chance at a rate of every 36 minutes, which is also the second worst after Newcastle. Mount and James made a cameo off the bench last game week, and Chelsea have really missed them both in their attack, and likewise Lukaku in his service. We discussed the best options in more depth in the Gameweek 9 captain's video, make sure you give that a watch at the end. In his press conference, Tuchel said that he feels Lukaku's been overplayed in the summer, which could perhaps be an explanation to his drop-off, or perhaps a diversion to a man who's just in bad form. If there's any truth to Tuchel's statement, you'd hope to see Lukaku rested in some of Chelsea's upcoming midweek games. On the bench it's Foster, Livramento, Armstrong and Norman. Watford was so poor and Ranieri may give Bachmann a chance in goal, which would be a shame, as a full mill starting backup keeper is always handy. The only upcoming game we may have started in was Game Week 12 when Arsenal were away at Anfield. Livramento has risen to 4.3 but still represents great value as a budget player in any defence and has good enough fixtures to even start him. Southampton are 5th on the clean sheet odds for Game Week 9 with a 36% chance, so he's a reasonable option to start, but in our case we'll favour the attackers in the starting 11 and have him first on the bench. Armstrong's position in Southampton's starting 11 is seriously in question after they got the win without him. We've got 0.4 on the bank, which is enough for a straight swap to Tony. However, barring any injury news, the plan is to roll the free transfer and make a move or two in Game Week 10. Mbeumo also looks like a fantastic option for only 5.6 and he's playing out of position in striker but classified as a mid. There is the option to bring him in for Smith Rowe instead. Mbeumo is 5th among all midfielders for expected goal involvement on 3.91 XGI, which is very impressive considering the 4 names ahead of him, which are Salah, Mane, Fernandes and Jota. As always, I'll tweet my team and post it here on my YouTube channel before the deadline. If you enjoyed today's video, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Let me know in the comments how your Game Week 8 went and what your plan is for Game Week 9. I read every comment, so if you enjoyed the video today, let me know and I'll be sure to read it.